Once you reach defense line centers, communication, security, defense, position locations, high line centers, rotation, interference location, it's all about understanding your track system to location and protecting your lights, the most important thing. We're going to go into impulses, electronic defense positions, discharge mechanism, time of travel, rotation and interference, calculation modifications, northwest, south, and east, Mach line center positions, okay? In position 500,000 miles per second. Allocate position of time center. In position locations of Mother Earth. Track line center and rotation interference. We are going to go through coil resistant locations of channels. We're going to highline its position. I set up a hologram structure for you guys to go through high position. Tomorrow we go through space line center. You guys have to first understand all positions, locations. Okay. The fly winders are intelligence. They will help you in always informs on the computer line center. You have to really understand how to set things up to change Mother Earth back into her inner self as a child. So that's what's going to happen today. It's all set up through all program setting. Sonar interference, pulsar, polarity interference line channels, sector line interference locations, trap line center position locations. You really have to get in your trapping sequences. Okay, your teleportation, everything, all positions are remembering the atmospheres of perception to its connections. All right. So I set up a structure for everybody. It's a hologram structure line center. All you have to do is we have to get it in position locations how to change the horizontal line of its gravitation in position to its polarity defense line. It's really, really powerful. So this is more of a work reference, position locations. You guys are going to go to practice mode line centers to a hologram structure. It's allocate position time center. Okay, it's very important to understand how to structure these locations. All right. I'll give you guys 5-10 minutes and then we'll get started. All right. Guys are communicating. Lotus just whips right in. he goes through 4 paragraphs. I'm done. I'm out. That's what it's all about, right? Doing what you need to do, get your coordinates, your math, all position locations, high positions here, all of its the core system location to position line travels. It's all about understanding where you're traveling to and where's the location, right? Once you understand that, you're out of the equation location. Then you go to the next sector line position location. So it's all about understanding your impulses, your sonar, your polarities, your defense lines, security measures, your proactive system, location centers, the shapes anomalies, the trap interference, your teleportation waves, your telecommunication interference line center. It's all position of you, right? Because what are you doing every single time when you're traveling is you're protecting, okay, it's radar of you, all right? You don't want to be detected in the atmosphere line center rotations. I'm not talking about opposition to ground line center humanity. I'm talking about the intelligence of its high line center because they have their own radar, right? Detecting line interference, position locations, high position locations, general losses that just passed by. Let's leave him through rotation center. He's on position locations. He's got his mission location. Right? So they know. They know where everybody is. They know where everybody's traveling. They know how fast you're traveling too, especially when you reach higher levels, especially if you're mocking position locations, going faster than the sun line center rotations of interference location, of coloration of channel location centers. It's very powerful when the sun changes the rotation system and everything from the moon connects to all levels of a moonbeam line cross center. Okay. All right. So we're gonna show you before we get into position location. It's all set up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 line positions, structure line interference. You guys are gonna go through hologram structure. You have to learn how to travel through the center operation of position. You have to change the horizontal line connections of the magnetic line channel, and that channel is going to change the coil resistant position to its orb line center to force direction of time center. It's very, very powerful. This is all about getting Mother Earth back to her inner self as a child. You understand? That's Eternity State where I have to come back to the Inner Center of February 25th, 1969. That puts me in position of 10 years old in the Heartline Center, right? And same thing with Father, okay? That's the diffusing line center, this off signal, okay? So when you go back in time, you become in position as center position of the location of the now line center, which is extremely powerful now, position locations. So everything that we do from here on in is going to be a mission of a journey. We're going to fix all position locations into the earth line center into the boreal, putting the guard line center in positions. We have the frost bridge set up. We have the arc line center set up positions. We got the ring barriers in position line conditions. Now we just need the grids of its graviton on high line center positions. This is where it comes into the metro cube to the high position locations of an atom line center. Clocking system to the sun and clocking system to the moon to its console location. All right. All right, so this is going to be, you guys have to understand your impulses. We're going to travel through high position hologram structure. Now, you have to understand point division line center. Okay, so we're going to go through high position locations. What is this through truck line center? What does this look like to you? All right, what is it? Impulses, sonar. What do you pick up on all this? Remember, this is all in space. You have to understand detecting line center point locations, right? Impulses, locations, sonar, line center. In position north, west, south, and east. How it shapes its position locations, all levels of hieroglyphic locations. It's amazing how it goes to the dimension line center to all position location. All right. So we really have to, yes, radio frequencies. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. So we use radio frequencies. The more you highline your channels, the more you go to atmosphere locations. If you're in the bioatmosphere, you're not using radio signals. You're using gamma. All right. Pulsar communication, particle lights, activation core line center, in position to connections. Yes, it's all coordinates to a map. Very good, Tina. Yeah, everybody. Okay, you guys are giving free hall passes here. Okay, what's this? It gets a little bit more complicated now. All right. They're not radio signals. They're polarity channels. Okay. Gamma interference position line center locations. All right. So try to understand all position location. So the more you high rise your position, your atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, and bioatmosphere, you're connected to high line channels. Right. So it's amazing how we go into point location to its connection high system. All right. And then we come into this position. Everything is a story in space. Try to understand what it is, right? You know, this is a T, teleportation. See how it comes in this shape? Comes into its tetrahedron to its planet. You guys have to learn how to use the graph line center and how everything is a reading system to its location and how AI reads its interface of its space. Okay, it's really powerful when you connect to these line centers. All right, you come into all positions. Okay, you got your point center, you got your weather patterns, 3 location line center rotations. You got your back force J line center. Now a J line center is all position location. It's kind of like a jackal. Everybody knows what a jackal is. Mutation line center information in position to an atom, which changes rotation centers to the sun position location, which changes line center positions to the moon of its connection of its track system. All right. So understand position location is truly understand point center to all positions of where you're going from from this to this to this to a planet. It's all done. It's all done through travel, right? Okay, so we're going to travel through time center. When we do this through equation and interference position locations, all right, it's all in operations center. Okay, you just came out of the round line center rotation. All right, now it's set in sequence. You guys are in the bioatmosphere changing. The calculation modification is going to change this jackal to its analyzed center. So your bodies are going to change in mechanised center location, position locations of 500,000 miles per second in position locations in a hologram structure to allocate time center. Tomorrow we will actually do what we need to do to get Mother Earth into the inner line center to her becoming a child of her position of where she's supposed to be in her track system from the very, very beginning. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3 in Highline Center. In position location, archetypes, high positions, energy, light, and interference positions. You guys came at a portal line rotation. So I'm going to strip the position by finger line interference. Lace its position locations. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then you got 40 minutes to understand position locations, how it's all allocate position of time center, traveling through 500,000 miles per second location. Fly winders will help you out through rotation to your computer line center of what you need to do to get into the gravity lock line center into all positions of Mother Earth system. All right, here we go. 40 minutes. Have fun. All right. Let me know what you pick up from all position locations. Connecting to all position to high center. So once we get the track line center rotation interference, Mother Earth goes back in her position to her inner self. So she'll be in human in aligned center positions 20 years younger in locations in positions. If somebody in position is 50, that would be 20 years younger line conditions, right? How I come into 52 and I look 27. So in position location, in the sunline center in positions already in a truck line connection. So when Mother Earth goes back in the division to the center of operation of the fifth dimension to its atom line center, it's all setting up positions of a new birthing sun and a new birthing moon to its location of its flux capacitor of its wide line center to all position to the ground rotation of its interference location to its channel line connection. Right? So once we get Mother in a horizontal back where she's supposed to be, we go position of space and only to Father direction, right? So we have to put Father in position locations back into an inner line center of space and only, all right? So it's very, very powerful what's happening in rotation and positions. Try to have you guys in position, all right? You're in your hologram structures. You have your fly wonders of intelligence helping you out through locations, all right? It's amazing how we travel through time center location, right? Really get in positions or your impulses, calculation, modification line centers, all positions to all levels of radio signals, gamma line centers, active location interference locations, channel position line centers, rotation interference, anything through electrical lights, magnetic line channels, magnetic force position locations, or anything through track system. All right? All right. It's amazing how advanced the system, the more you go through the outer line conditions. So I know it's hard to understand these things. That's why I have a second platform. Will be at 3:00 p.m. to tell you exactly what's going on. I give you an over review. Okay, this is more for the advanced, for the GFLs. This is more for position locations of the rebellion to understand what we need to do to bring everything back to its division. All right. All right, Mach speed per second. Yeah, you got the coordinates and highlight center now in the heart cosmos, father sun, mother moon, Vega, heart relation. Sequences, upgrades completed. Yep. Yeah, that's right to the heartline rotation. Very good, Lotus. I'm seeing a glowing yellow large crystal pushing up from the ground, but it is a side of a cavern. Okay. I'm not really understanding. Like I said, you don't have to worry about that and get your information. Seeing seedings and young plants smiling from underneath. Young Earth, I see a grid, 16 dots, but I missed the introduction. Introduction and position, Ellen, is just truly understanding everything that what we have to do through Mother Earth is to get her in position back into herself as inner child. You understand why in position of her son, of Adam, has to go back to 10 years of age in the Heartline Center. This is the destruction location of humanity that's been separating Mother Earth and Father Space for many, many decades. So we get Mother in position. We travel through the horizontal line center. It's set up to a core line conditions. We have to travel through the hologram structure, change the coil resistant line center, reposition line center across signal, go up in position, go down position, come out and create a diamond core line center to her heart reactor in position to its track system, putting her into the inner child system. All right. So. Okay, what's everybody seeing here? It's amazing how we track line centers here. Okay, awesomeness. Yes, first command. Yes. Okay, I gave you a little bit of intro. What's going to happen today, right? I always do that every single morning on TikTok, right? And every time you guys do your drawings, it's great to see your drawings, but when we come into the test, okay, which is coming up very soon, I really want you to understand how to do your structure. Really understand your teleportation. Whatever you draw, that's fine, but how do you operate it? Seeing a picture and not understanding how to travel through, you can't travel through space. Okay, you can't mock systems, you can't copy systems. You have to create your own drawing of its division. That's a test, review, and evaluations. You have to create your own structure of your inner child, and you have to explain to me from the very beginning how you started its operation. Okay, and how it teleports in position to its locations. How did you create it? Where did it come from? Okay, so this is the true understanding what the inner child is. Okay, and it's true to understand that the reason why I draw structure is about guidance. Guidance for you to understand how to go through these things. You need guidance through structure. And once you get out of the structure, you come everything through flow. And that's how Lotus comes into all level position of what he needs to boot, reboot, analyze, reconnect, redivision, reanalyze, or anything that he needs to do through map coordinates. He's out through equation because he knows what he's doing through his travel. So if I asked him if he knows how to create his anomaly of his teleportation, he would come to me through geometry line center, go through his weather, go through his coordinates, but he knows exactly what he created as an inner child. Okay? Because why are we here? Why are we here? We're here to teleport what? Not just the information that's given to us. Okay? It's all about understanding how to manifest these things through your connections of what you create through your geometry line center. Okay? Your GPS locations, your tracking device position locations. All right? That's important. You have to understand. Okay. And this is all about individual. This is not a team effort. This is individual. Okay. When you come into your test, right? What we are doing now is a team. But when it comes to the test, it's all individual. Okay. I really want you to understand what you have created. And I need to see in detail. So when you go to higher level system, you understand more proactive systems to radio signals, polarity interference, polarity channels, channel line center locations, portal defense positions, security line defense connection. It's all on you inside position. You just have to learn how to travel through it. You have to protect yourself every single time you're in the outsert locations because it's all position of detecting radar. All right. All right. Mike has gone. I see it going yellow. Okay. So whatever you guys are seeing, fly winders. Fly winders are very powerful intelligence. I'll show you. Pretty cool intelligence. All right. So they're there to help you. They're on their computer line center rotation like this. Let's go conditions here. Highline division here. All right. Okay. All right. So basically, they got an optical line center in visitor locations, and they got their antennas in high visitor line center. So it's amazing how they come into position to its locations. All right. It's really, really interesting you come across these things. Most of them are connected highline center. They give you opposition to its location. All right. They have their computer operation line center in position to its connection. Okay. They are the computer operators to Mother Earth. All right. In position to its location. All right. So travel through direction of time center is really understand position to its locations. Right? They're there to help you. Other than that, that's all you need to know. You just have to really understand how to structure line interference in positions to teleportation to high positions to its triangle, to the triangle line center, to your tetrahedron, to its planet. And then you can line signal to anything location. So this understanding when you go through your audio line center locations, how you go from the in or out, or you go to higher level system, you guys come in your test review and evaluations, you have to realize, whoa, this is not the right anymore. This is not the left. This is the left. This is the right. It gets confusing, right? Because you're switching what? Positions of you through travel, right? That's how you're able to that and then out. You're done. You're done. That's it. And then you work on to the next. You're having problems, talk to General Lotus. He can help you out. Talk to General Tina. She can help you out. You always have to be aware now of everything, right? And the only way you can do that is truly understand positions to teleportation line conditions. So if I'm in a point center and I'm going through GPS track line center, and I'm right here, right? All I have to do is out. That's it. Get the information and boom, I'm out. Rather than trying to figure out, scratching my head, what do I do? You can't stand in space. You got to keep moving, right? Because the galaxy shifts its wind line centers. It's constantly flowing. It's constantly moving, right? So you can stand on standby with your UFO line position, but you have to understand what you're doing when you see a planet location of its radar. Because if you don't detect line center and you cross the same location, it's going to bring you in through a magnetic charge, right? It's going to bring you in through pulsar. Right? So it's all about identifying yourself. The more you go to higher channel position location of security defense position line centers, posting communication of interference location, anything through connections. Coming into your finger point line center locations to its channel line center, rotation, interference position locations. All right. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, I see a grid of 16 dots by minutes. Okay, that's fine. We got that all set up. Okay, oh, that's what I'm seeing. Lots of eyes too. Our vortex is traveling. Lots of eyes. Rebooting. I see the planet in the middle of a huge cyclone vortex. Okay, cool. Remember, it's just a hologram structure you guys are looking at. Tomorrow we go into real space and we actually do it. It's important you guys don't miss class. Okay, because if I channel your highline centers, I got to change the vortex communication cycles. And that cyclone line center changes its virus location. I got to change your computer back into position locations to all levels of your sonar. Okay, so it's important. Michaela communication line center position locations. Put her in the highline center. Mother Earth, horizontal line connections in the fly winders and communication of planet line center rotation into its ground position location. There you go. Put her in the hologram line structure location as it comes into alliance of its team position to the high system. Calming love, unwavering support, so beautiful. Mike, as we've been seeing, similar about light in the crystal. Yeah, I see the striders are setting up electrical grid on the underground lake ties to the pyramid above for free energy. All right, so in position there, Airbender, you have to understand what the striders are there for and why you have to control the system to its positions. Okay, try to understand the electrical grid. Try to understand the underground line center. Try to understand what ties the pyramid to positions of its free energy. Right? It's all calculated in all position locations. The more you channel to higher position, you get more calculation, more intelligence, like the Grothians, the Pleiadians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, anything of that connections, the Lemurians, the Lyrons. You get connected more when you understand more of you. Okay? And they help you out. And that's what it's all about because they already know what they need to do. Right? Because they know who they are. They know who they are. They know who they really, really are. So you become who you are. The real you. The real you. Okay? And that's what it's all about. Okay? So, all right. Let's see, 4 feet by 4 feet grids with plasma between. Yeah. Just change the blush white. Let's see here. Utilizing deep harmonics and sonar coming from my heart, line center, connecting to Mother Gaia. Utilizing Father and Son and Mother Moon. Very good, Johnny. Excellent. Good confirmation. I need to see everybody's piece of sense and perspective. Yep. This is you. Awesome. Place your hands on. I'm doing homework for school right now. What time is next class? I will be attending to that one. 3 o'clock. You're welcome, Veronica. It gets more real, guys, because you're connecting more now because you have to understand why we're separated through humanity. This is all about bringing Mother Earth in position location to her inner self as a child and getting all position locations, getting Father ready and putting himself in positions of a child. And as you know, February 25th, I'll be into full cycle, a full rotation of Vesica Pisces year in calculations of me as a child as 10 years old in the heart system. Okay, so you get the birth line center, father, mother, and me, high line center. There it is, a perfect triangle. What goes in the center? Angels and archangels. What goes in the very line center position location? 144,000 location of crystals. There you go. All right, let's see. Dolphins codes are coming to thank me through the sonar. Yep, you're welcome. The worlds, and make sure you have your notes. Make sure you drink your water. Water is very important because you're going to be traveling every day. Even though you don't think you're traveling, you are. Even if I just give you texts, even if I give you no travel at all, you're traveling every single day. It doesn't matter what you do. The mind constantly moves. It never stops. It never stops. Okay? It never stops. Even when you're sleeping. Actually, that's where your mind opens up more. Right? Because you have no control anymore. The mind is controlling its system. The problem is that we don't understand these things because we don't understand space of atmosphere of time, right? But once you understand more of yourself through sonar, once you understand all levels of your business locations, even your metric communication interference to intelligence at high position locations to radio signals or anything to gamma line center or inference position locations to its connections. And then you see high channel locations to its inferments. Earth connection to a position has its coil resistant line connection. We just have to reverse the heart line center positions back into a new coloration pattern, putting Mother Earth in positions to boil real gardens into all levels of its gardens of Eden. So, Crystal, now I see the energy going out and coming back in. Great, Mike. So remember, this is just a hologram structure. Tomorrow we go into really doing what we need to do. This is real space you guys are going to be traveling into, 500,000 miles per second. Okay. With the connections of the fly winders. Fly winders are going to help you out with all levels of what you need to do, right? You'll be given the information system. Once you allocate timeline center and allocate locations. This is all done through computer, all right? Understanding space, understanding time, understanding structure. All right. All directions are balanced. Very good. Command. I see the windmill creating new plasma wiring, new Pisces, and a reborn fishing separated, but in the same position, hugging, radiating love and new law, unity. Ellen, I got your email. Very good structures. What you're doing right now. You're changing the energetic patterns to your heart line center. That's excellent. I see your vortex communication cycles. I see your high line center to your matrix line interference position, your hieroglyphic location, your channels, and your operation cycles to its T reception. So that's a good job, Ellen. That's what I'm truly putting in position locations, that everything you give me, I know exactly what it is. Why is that? Why is that? Everything that you give me, right? I know exactly your teleportation. And that's what you guys have to figure out on your own. You can't travel through it if you don't understand it, right? But as soon as you understand the operation, you're good to go, right? It's like first day and you get a brand new car, what's the sense of getting a brand new car if you don't know how to drive? You know what I mean? You need the foundations of what a car is. You got 4 wheels and a wheel, 4 wheels, 4 tires, and a steering wheel, right? You got your brake, you got your gas, you got your accelerator. This is for an automatic, right? So you really, really have to understand your operation inside and all travel through structure. That's why I put you guys in a hologram position to its condition first. So. Okay, Holy Spirit particle of geometry light is so unbelievable. Oh my, I see a lot of pulling beautiful lights. I'm in love. Okay, yes, Veronica, it's honored to be in the space and time code sense. Thank you, sir. Mission impossible. Data sequence. Transmission complete. Very good, Heather. Great data. Falling lotus wings, giant lotus petals. Roll, sir. Great point on the car. Well, it's a perfect example. What's the point of getting a brand new car? Hey, Dad, I want a brand new car. Well, hold on, son. You can't drive yet. You need a license, right? You think about that, right? You get in the car. This is cool. Help. I don't know how to drive, so that's pretty hilarious, right? When somebody says that, you know. But it's also good to have how to drive an automatic and a standard, gear shift, because it gives you a different variety of what you can do. So you can go into a 5 standard gear shift, you can go into a 6, but in space it's unlimited. It's unlimited, right? Which is amazing because you're no longer in the physical line, you're now in the dimensional line, and you can pretty much do anything you want through speed, and it becomes more real. But you have to know what you're doing, right? So for anybody to create a helicopter or a drone, they're going to say, well, how did you build this? You have to know, or you can't travel through it, right? It's a basic question to anything. Well, what does this drone do? How high does it go, right? Does it have a camera? What is the metric meter on that? Can I see it from below? Okay. What is the position locations? It has a battery. How long does it last in a drone? These are the questions you need to know, right? Because people need the answer, right? So it's the same thing when you're in teleportation unit and you're traveling through all position locations, because you guys are not in your thoughts anymore. You're traveling through your UFOs like teleportation. And you're going faster and faster and faster and faster. Yesterday, you went to 240,000 miles per second. In that position locations, traveling through 500,000 miles per second. Okay. Times that by 1, depending on position locations, on where you are through the altitude and the atmosphere line position locations, is calculation of modification line center to 5 billion miles per second. Now, that's crazy, isn't it? Think about it, 5 billion miles per second. But it's not impossible. You can travel any speed you want. But you have to understand the operation of you, right? So, beautiful mirror reflection of all position, location. Yeah. Scanning crystals, grid webbing, structure, Mother Earth, upgrades, crop circles. Yeah, great, excellent, fantastic. Beautiful mirrors. Whoa, fast. Yep, that's fast. Very fast. I mean, it's unlimited. It's unlimitless. It's timeless. It's shapeless. It's formless, and that's what it's all about, right? Everything that you create is navigation of you. It's all operation of you. Now, people come to me every single day and ask me, what is God? And I keep telling them, well, God is you, but it's the operation of you inside through teleportation, telewaving, telecommunication, teleenergy-like conditions, portal information. You have to understand you through all operation, right? So Blasting, balance, grid. Thank you, team and general. Yeah, you're welcome. But that's what you guys are coming into, right? So you guys are just in your hologram structure. Tomorrow we go into the real thing. All right? I just can't put you in space and put you actually into the actual ground of its rotation of its Earth. You'd be very confused. And so the hologram structure will give you a better understanding how powerful it is when you see these things, right? But it's amazing how you structure a story frame in position and make it come real to its connection. Right? So in operation, this is what we're going to do tomorrow in Highline Center. All right. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. All right. It's very confusing, but this is what's going to change all position locations into Mother Earth position line center into her new heart coloration pattern, put them into all positions of an inner child location of its system. All right. So. But if you guys want to, with your notes, just write this down, how this is all set up, the basic understanding how to use. Okay, screenshot that. All right, because it's all position of you, right? So basically, I'm connected to everything, right? So I know everything about me, right? So if I'm connected to everything electronical, everything magnetical, everything magical, and that's what it is. It's bringing everything all together to its position locations. So I become everything through this in all position line center. So if I'm here in this position, this is me, right? I'm just showing you a white graph in these position locations. All right. This is me, right? That's me at the bottom. And I'm looking at all this, right? All I do is done. That's it. See? Core of the system, come into calculation, take it out of the equation. Security line defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100. 100 dimensional time locks in position, all position locations. Radio signals, gamma lines, center position, and polarity locations, all through out. That's what it is. That's all you have to do, right? You don't go from one position to the next. You line signal one location to one direction. And that's how you get out of the equation location. All right? Screenshot that if you want. So it is an exciting day. Well, every day is an exciting day. It's how you feel inside. I think that's what we have to look like. I mean, the fact is, if it's raining outside, that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad day. It's only a bad day if you change your thoughts. You change your thoughts, you change the energy, you change the outside. So if you have a high-rise vibration line center, look at that line. See that screen? See that light screen? See that? See? It's amazing what teleportation is, right? Look at it. It's communication, right? It's just, what is it trying to do? What is it trying to do? See, what is it doing? What is it doing, right? So this is where calculating modified. So I hear the signal come in. Right? Pretty amazing. Just trying to show you the outer line center of lower line position and everything through the high position locations, how you can channel up and channel down in position to communicate to each other and come together. Hello. So it's pretty wild, eh? So the thing is, you're all connected to pulsar. You're all connected to your impulses, right? Impulses here, 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 back of the ear. Okay, you have 4 templates. You have a diamond core line center. You got your crown chakra. I mean, you really, really, really have to understand not just your chakra system of information of sonar or anything like condition. Do, 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 do. Different communication right there, right? Different weather patterns, right? Different planet locations. So it's all in compilation to one center position, to one sequence location of one direction. That's it. 4 different impulses. Catching that, going through, setting up your operation. So you take this, travel through it, right through your teleportation unit. Right? All right. So zip, zap, zoom. That's exactly it. Zip, zap, zoom. All right. So, seeing the water striders are in the clouds, underground, the lake, plasma through the diamond, and the pyramid. So, you guys are going to go through the same position tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. I'm not going to do it at 3 p.m. You guys aren't ready. I really want you guys to get into your structure. I really want you to get into your operation because you have your test coming up, your T-Force Line Center, right? So the T-Force Line Center will put you in a better track locations to your sonars. Right. So I'll just do a calculation modification, understanding what teleportation is. I'm going to draw something simple and I'll tell you exactly what it is from the grounds, the powers, and the atmosphere of time. Okay. This is what you guys have to truly understand when you come into calculation modifications or anything that line center. You have to really know what you are creating. Don't draw what I draw what you want to draw. Now you can draw the basic, that's fantastic, but I want to see different color. I want to see different light. I want to see different timers. I want to see you. I don't want you to see me. I want you to see you for who you are through your travel of time position. Okay. So I'm going to set up something very simple, very easy, very connected to Highline Center. What is it? Is traverse some time location. All right. Very basic, very easy. Right. This is teleportation. It could be anything. Right. But what is it? You have to understand the structure of the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres of time. Okay, 3 lines. Okay, or you won't be able to go up and upgrade and program line center your data across locations, right? So this is the ground line rotation. You see that locations, right? I don't need to see the flux capacitor because it's already there, but I'll add it in, right? There's the flux capacitor, right? Now I can electric light in interference line position, okay? Open up the magnetic highway of its information system and go through loopy-de-loopy, right? High position location. So it's a kite line center. So there's a kite, right? Travel through x of time. There it is, done through equation. Went through a wormhole. I showed you exactly the operation, what it is. You have to figure out what you are drawing. And what's the point of all this? If you can't create your travels and don't understand position of your grounds, your powers, and the atmospheres, you can't upgrade your line center to your data process locations. All right. So that's eternity standing position locate. He's drawing what I drew. Your mind telepathies. You guys are getting too strong with your minds. I got to do something very difficult so you don't actually know what I'm drawing. Get out of my head, guys. You guys are getting too good. Same as second command. All right, I'm going to draw something really, really complicated. All right, you won't understand it. Drawbacks of time center position line connections, right? It's complicated stuff. So it's Trinity standing calculation modification to highline center interference to position locations, right? To its opposition to its satellite. Okay. Now, this is for me to understand, not for you to understand. Okay. Trying to understand the high position of what's going on with the highline condition. All right. Complicated, isn't it? But what is it? Why am I drawing this? Why does this make any sense to me? It has to make sense to you because where does it start? It starts with the ground system line connections, right? So you got your sonar, you got your satellite, you got your Wi-Fi, all in space. You got you in position location, star line center position, dimensional realm location, box line center, cube line center, matrix location, in division, out of the equation. There you go. That's what that is. Very quick, easy, very fast. Right? That's all it is. Right? It's not too hard to do these things, guys. So try not to do so much structure. Try to get into the flow of what you're doing. Like it's I mean, it's like you're not mechanical and not moving like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm off signal. Air. You're off position. So it's trying to understand how to travel through anything to position location to its connections. See? Right? Everything's a story of you. That's your life. So what are you doing? You're manifesting structure. Get out of the structure, get into full cycle rotation interference to position to locations to anything through division. Right? Earth line center, firmament location line connections, dimensional door locks. Time jump. Woo. Use your voice grid line center, right? Bring in a UFO. Cross signal, back in position, back to the earth. Set up sonar. There's sonar, right? Line direction. There you go. Create another story. Now, this is a back force line center, but doesn't matter. As soon as I change the frame, it goes back in its current location. This is the past, but now it's the present. You understand? I drew something in the past, but now I put something in the present location, which is now real. Now I can put you guys above the line center and you'll travel right through it, look through its location, right? So it's amazing how you change frame line center. You really, really have to understand what you are doing. All right? That's the most important thing that you have to understand. All right? Please understand that, because if you don't understand your travel of your grounds, your power, and your atmospheres, you're going to have a hard time understanding structure of you. Okay? This is a movement. This is a movement. This is a movement. Right? 3-line movements right there with finger line rotations or hand formation line connection. Done. That's it. No thought process. All knowing. All knowing. All knowing the concepts of where you're going to northwest, south, and east. Right? So it's pretty incredible when you travel. It's very easy to set these things up. You can start off small, get into your structures, get into your drawings, pick up a pen and communicate with the pen. Create a teleportation through a pen. Travel it through a wall. I mean, there's so much things that you can do, you know? So it's amazing when you get into structural line. You can even get to graphs of communication. This is fantastic when you get into graphs like this. Graphs are a lot of fun. You go from this position. Let's go through coloration line channel. All right, so you go from this position, cross through, right? You go from this position, cross through. You go from this position, cross through. Just start off with that, right? Now, you can line signal on both side line. This is a panel location interference. All right, very simple, very easy. Now, come position, you come in a circle location. You're always in what? The center operation to position location, right? Now you can loop-de-loop and you go through a tunnel, through a portal, open up another round line center and position to its location, right? Channel through that to high line center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. 14 channel locations of dimensional line center rotation interference to its position location. All right. Now you can go through directing signal to its line center, but you have to assign your positions to all levels of your satellite connection. There's your satellite. You have to assign your position locations to your Wi-Fi. Let's say Wi-Fi. In all position locations, triangle line center and down line center rotation interference. High position locations, okay, to its butterfly effect location. Now it channels its position to its high connections, comes into a tower of its information system. See? So it's incredible how you draw things all through connection. I'm drawing it and I'm telling you exactly what it is. Pretty well, isn't it? All through this. 3-box channel location, digital frame line center, digital frame position locations, into 14 channels of a portal through wormhole location. Butterfly effect coming in position line connections, see? All through sonar and all positions to your Wi-Fi line center. Hooah! Cool, eh? Your imagination goes wild. But as long as you understand the balance of what you're doing through its wildness, right? Because if you're drawing something, right, and it doesn't make any sense, Vega is going to come to you and go through digital line center. That's not right. Through location position, go back in the heart line center, back in the location. So if it's not in the heart line center, it's in the mind. So as long as you know what you're drawing, you're fine. As long as you stay in the center, you're fine. As soon as you go off system, until you get an emotional line center location, you're out of track locations, right? So this is a box system locations, right? So you can draw anything you want, but if it's not connected to the high position like this, what is that? Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's off track, right? Satellites, nowhere, right? Wi-Fi, nowhere. It's all lost through channel. So redirect, reallocate, retime, reposition, reform, reanalyze, secure line defense, bring it back line center, trial through location, done through equation. Okay. So that reposition the location of your satellites to its high system. Okay. It goes to its high system location. Right. Back to its Wi-Fi line center. Right. So it comes in position location to sonar. Right. You color it in. There it is. There's the sonar. Hooah! You see it? So the sonar goes what? Times pi, right? Let's outline the circle line center. Then transit time position locations. Right? There's the sonar. Right? You see where it's colored in, right? So that goes around, right? The clocking system. 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 See? That's what it is. Right? So look what I created from a downshift line center. There's off signal through Wi-Fi and everything through sonar, all position locations back into where it's supposed to be in position locations to its connection. Now, I can turn that into a highline center into a web. It's amazing how you do these things to highline connection. See? Pretty wild, eh? I can center a graph line center rotation into an interference position or channel line center location. See? I can set up green screens to highline center rotation interference to its connection. See? Everything is intelligent. It doesn't matter what you draw as long as you stay in your heart center of all operation, of all space, of time, of your location, which is the now. Okay? You have to create your own imaginations. Like I said, copying oneself is self-loss. Enduring oneself is completion to all creation. Remember that. So I'm just showing you how you can channel back on through communication, but it's very powerful when you create these things, division line center. Now, like I said, I can go back into the past, and as soon as I add something, what does that do? It changes its coordinates. It changes its position to its now. All right. So remember the kites flighting? Well, I can add something to it. As soon as I add something to it, it becomes its real system. Okay, timeline center, right? So we go through another line center. We go downshift to position location, security line defense, traverse and time center location, right? Cross-winded sectors in position to downshift, right? High position locations, cross signal line conditions, all positions out through a UFO line center, zigzag to its system location. Done through equation, right? So we all have to understand what? How to travel through the past, present, and its future alignments to its center position locations, right? So try to do that. Try to get into your past drawings and try to add stuff and see if that works for you. And then you'll be able to activate it, right? See, because you guys, you see all these things because you're in my space time. So it's all about you starting to create your space time and leaving the nest, right? Because when you go through higher levels of test reviews and evaluations, you get a true understanding what sonar is, the polarity system, the pulsar communication, you know, the gamma line center and interference location, the idle line center positions, the idle communications, you know, the alignments of track location, anything that position center, right? So, well, that's great. Some of your words are making sense. Well, that's excellent. I'm glad. Yeah. Andre and TikTok, sorry, I missed you for help. Okay. Yeah. Add communication line centers, Andre and connections. Get him into hyperzone location. Audio track his interference. Program his setting position. Fast forward his position location. What he needs to do through his hologram structure to Mother Earth position to interline center. There you go. 500,000 miles line position locations per second. All right. But I really want you to understand that pictures are just for you to understand you through its inner child. So you have to break free from the structure and come into the flow of travel. Okay? Because that's what space-time is. Okay? Space-time is not structured. Right? So if space-time is structured, that means atoms are structured. So that means your whole body's structured. No. Your whole body's a flow, a direction of time, of clocking. Right? It's going extremely fast, acceleration. Now, once you understand your position, this is what you look like through rotation. You should know exactly what your fields are. You should know exactly your times of fields. You should know exactly what's going on through calculation. This is you through division, right? I was trying to figure out how are we made. You start off with that, right? Now, you have to understand the grounds. There's always a grounds. There's always the power, and there's always an adversary of time. This is you through your energy field location, right? So you have your tracker system, you have all levels of your flux capacitor locations. There's your antenna setting out all positions, okay, of sonar line connection. Very basic, very easy, right? So the mind comes in positions to its direction, to its information, goes down to the heart line center, goes back into all positions of your XT1000, see? Then it goes into the sonar line center, set up the radar location to its position, right? Easy, done, right? So what is the stomach line center? It's the mothership, motherboard, flash drive, sonar, rotation, circulation, calculation, chakra system, right? You understand your motivation signals and calculation to its connections, you get a better high position to its division, right? It's not just getting into your imaginations, okay? It's getting into who you are of remembering. So, like I said, drawing is easy to do, but you have to understand why you're drawing these things. Why am I drawing this? Why does it have to make any sense? What's the whole point of this? How is this going to help me with my life? You guys already know that, right? So every time you draw a structure, you should be drawing structures that are more difficult, more command force, more time position, more direction to you and what you want through your life system, because it's all about getting what you want through manifestation, all through illustration. Okay? So yeah, it's good that you have a whole circuit structure drawn out. So if you see your structures from time to time to time, you're living 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you should see your structures changing every single day. Okay? That's the imagination of creation. Because your thoughts change every single day. Your days change every single day. You change clothes every single day. Now, sometimes you wear the same clothes 1 or 2 or 3 days. That's because you're depressed. Right? So, in all positions, not too many people wear the same jacket for a week. Why? Because you have to cleanse, right? Why? Because you have to have a shower. It's simple. It's logistics here, right? We do this every single day. So the true understanding is that when we get up in the morning, we are changing our system of teleportation, right? Which is incredible, which is amazing. You know, I got over 1,400 drawings for you guys, but you don't understand any of them because it's not about you. It's about me. It's about my involvement. It's about my spiritual growth. It's about my spiritual connection, not yours. You follow your own path. Get into the structure, get out of the structure, get into the flow of its circuits. Electrical light connections or anything through its interference position location, get you everything through a diagram to its position location. Okay? So, yeah, get really into those positions. All right? Oh, you're welcome there, Airbender. So, any other questions, let me know. I'm going to head over to TikTok. It's important you guys understand what's going on. Class will be at 3 p.m. We'll go over again to the overview, and then basically what we'll do tomorrow is exactly what we did today in the morning. You have to really understand how to get into the ground perception, how to change the axle, the rotation surface to Mother Earth, put her positions to their inner child line center of where she's supposed to be from the very beginning. Okay? Adios.